Like me, you must be bored of seeing SpaceX launch their rockets like almost every week now.
3, 2, 1. Liftoff of the Falcon 9.
But it's 2024 and a new contender has joined the ring.
Fight!
Step aside Falcon Heavy so we can meet Vulcan, the new heavy lift launch vehicle on the block. If all goes to plan, the inaugural launch of Vulcan will happen tomorrow on January 8th. So it's only fair that you get all the gossip before that happens. Hey Space Cats, I'm Dr. Maggie Lou. Welcome back to my channel. This week, let's talk about Vulcan. The United Launch Alliance, ULA's new heavy lift rocket is way overdue. Whilst initially slated for a 2021 launch to take Astrobiotic Technologies' Peregrine Lunar Lander to space by June 2021, Astrobiotic had requested more time to prepare the lander due to setbacks from COVID-19. And that's what led us here where we are today. Vulcan will carry Peregrine out of Earth's atmosphere and put it on a lunar trajectory. Peregrine is expected to attempt a landing on the moon on the 23rd of February 2024. And if successful, it will be the first ever commercial lander on the moon. Bear in mind, it's not easy. Remember all of those crashes, including the US's Rangers 3, 4, and 5, all in 1962, all of those Soviet lunar missions, and then more recently things like the Japanese private space company iSpace's Hakuto R, Russia's Lunar 25, they kept going, and UAE's Rashid mission. To date, only 4 countries have successfully graced our lunar surface: US, China, India, and the Soviet Union. And the latter not again since they've become Russia. But that doesn't stop us trying, with 9 more hopefuls to come later this year alone. Don't let me scare you, but it is hard. Peregrine will attempt to land on Gruithausen Gamma, a lunar dome, which is essentially a type of shield volcano, i.e. a flat volcano. I say that, but it's still over 1,500 meters tall. Unlike traditional landers, Astrobiotic is not interested in any science. Their Peregrine Lander is self-described as a DHL delivery van, bringing a variety of customer payloads to the moon. In fact, they even partner with DHL, the delivery service, on the DHL Moonbox project, where you can send your own trash to the moon, with prices starting from just $460. But they are taking instruments with them too, with even NASA buying 6 spots. These are things like an instrument to measure water, carbon dioxide, and methane levels, all things that could be mined in the future on the moon, and an instrument to study the moon's exosphere. They're also taking a Bitcoin up, that cryptocurrency. It's worth $43,000 at the moment and rising. It's going to make a great treasure hunt prize for future inhabitants of the moon. I can't wait to get my hands on it.
Treasure hunting bad, exploring good.
Anyway, back to the Vulcan, let's put it up to the test with our beloved Falcon Heavy. Falcon Heavy is a reusable rocket, but only partially. The 2 side boosters are designed to return to the Earth with a vertical landing. And whilst it's possible for the central core to also be landed too, this is very rarely done. The Vulcan, on the other hand, is not reusable, although they do plan to make the engines reusable in the future. But this is where you would expect to see a huge difference in price. But in reality, actually both rockets cost around $100 million per launch. But price isn't the only factor here.
I'm sorry, I only cared about the money.
The single-core Vulcan Centaur can put 10,800 kilograms into low Earth orbit. But the Falcon Heavy can take 6 times as much, up to 64,000 kilos. And whilst you can increase the payload of Vulcan by adding on more boosters, even with 6 solid boosters, you'll only get a payload of 27,000 kilograms. Meanwhile, the price would double. Probably their big mistake was choosing Blue Origin, the space company owned by Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos, to make the rocket motors. The Vulcan booster is supported by 2 Blue Origin BE4 engines that use liquid oxygen and liquid methane fuel. This was selected after a competition, so they were righteously the winners. But the delay of these engines added years onto the timeline of Vulcan. It seems that SpaceX beats ULA on every front. Cheaper, reusable, more thrust, more weight into space. And very soon, when Starship flies, no existing rocket will be even comparable. And they'll be on their 3rd test of Starship later this year. Still, space launch companies can't just give up because SpaceX has a better rocket. The US has regulations that require NASA to have at least 2 suppliers for every launch. They'll want 2 companies at any time to be able to launch. But nonetheless, it's likely that Vulcan won't be used as often, whilst we have the cheaper and more established Falcon Heavy at hand. The next launch, after the inaugural launch, will then serve as the base for Sierra Nevada Corp's Dream Chaser, a reusable lifting body spaceplane later this year. So watch this space. Anyway, that's all for this week's video. Fingers crossed everything goes smoothly. Thank you so much to my YouTube Perks members for supporting this video. If you enjoyed it, please don't forget to leave me a like, share and subscribe.